stop scrolling right now, because what I'm about to show you could be sitting in your pocket, and you don't even realize it. Yes, I'm talking about dimes. Just 10-cent coins. The kind people ignore every single day. But what if one of those small coins could actually be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Today, we're uncovering 4 dimes that collectors are quietly hunting for: the 1975 dime, the 1981 D dime, the 1994 D dime, and the 1995 P dime. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to want to check every single coin you own. Let's start with the 1975 dime. The 1975 one-dime coin from the United States is a fascinating piece for collectors, historians, and everyday enthusiasts because it represents both a continuation of a long-standing design tradition and a snapshot of American economic and cultural conditions during the mid-1970s. This coin belongs to the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946, and was introduced to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt shortly after his death. By 1975, the design had already become one of the most recognized coin designs in the United States, and millions of these dimes were produced for everyday circulation. The obverse of the 1975 dime features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt. The portrait was designed by John R. Cynic, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint at the time the design was introduced. Roosevelt's image appears calm and dignified, symbolizing leadership and resilience, qualities associated with his presidency during the Great Depression and World War II. The word liberty appears along the left side of the coin, while the motto "In God We Trust" is inscribed just below Roosevelt's chin. The year 1975 is placed to the right of the portrait. The mint mark, when present, appears just above the date, indicating the mint where the coin was produced. On the reverse side, the coin features a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. The torch symbolizes liberty, the olive branch represents peace, and the oak branch stands for strength and independence. Surrounding these central elements are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "One Dime," along with the motto "E Pluribus Unum," which means "out of many one." This design reflects the core values of the United States and has remained largely unchanged since its introduction. The 1975 dime was minted in 3 primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint typically do not carry a mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a D. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins, which are specially made for collectors and bear the S mint mark. These proof coins are known for their sharp details and mirror-like surfaces, making them especially attractive to collectors. In terms of composition, the 1975 dime is made of a clad metal mixture consisting of a pure copper core sandwiched between 2 outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. This composition was introduced in 1965, replacing the earlier 90% silver dimes due to rising silver prices and the need to reduce production costs. The coin has a total weight of 2.268 grams and a diameter of 17.91 millimeters, with a reeded edge that helps prevent counterfeiting and wear. The mintage numbers for the 1975 dime are quite high, reflecting the demand for coinage during that period. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, while the Denver Mint also struck a significant number. The San Francisco Mint's proof mintage was much lower, but still substantial compared to earlier decades. Because of these high mintage figures, most 1975 dimes are not considered rare in circulated condition. However, the value of a 1975 dime can vary depending on its condition, mint mark, and whether it is a proof coin. Circulated examples are generally worth only their face value of 10 cents, although they may hold slightly higher value for collectors assembling complete sets. Uncirculated coins in excellent condition, especially those graded by professional grading services, can command higher prices. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are more desirable due to their quality and are often sold as part of proof sets. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1975 dime is the existence of a rare era variety known as the 1975 No-S proof dime. This coin is extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. It was produced at the San Francisco Mint, but lacks the S mint mark that should appear on proof coins. Only a very small number of these era coins are known to exist, making them one of the rarest modern U.S. coins. When one of these coins appears at auction, it can sell for tens of thousands of dollars or more, depending on its condition. The rarity of the 1975 No-S proof dime is due to a mistake during the minting process, where a proof die without the mint mark was used. Because proof coins are carefully inspected before being released, it is unusual for such an error to escape detection. This adds to the coin's mystique and desirability among collectors. Beyond its monetary value, the 1975 dime also holds historical significance as part of the broader context of the 1970s in America. This was a time of economic challenges, including inflation and changes in monetary policy. Coins from this era reflect the adjustments made by the U.S. Mint to maintain production efficiency while adapting to new economic realities. The clad composition of the dime is a direct result of these changes, representing a shift away from precious metals in everyday coinage. Collectors often pay close attention to the condition of coins, using grading scales that range from poor, P1, to mint state MS70. A 1975 dime in mint state condition with strong luster, sharp details, and no visible where it can be significantly more valuable than a worn example. Factors such as strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal all play a role in determining a coin's grade and value. Another aspect that collectors consider is the presence of errors or varieties beyond the famous No-S proof. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, and other minting anomalies. While most 1975 dimes are standard issues, the occasional discovery of an error coin can add excitement and value. The coin's design itself has remained largely consistent over the decades, which adds to its appeal for those who appreciate continuity in coinage. The Roosevelt dime series is one of the longest-running designs in U.S. history, and the 1975 issue is a typical example of this enduring style. Despite its common nature, it serves as a reminder of the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt and the principles he aided. For those interested in collecting, the 1975 dime is often included in date and mint sets of Roosevelt dimes. Completing such a set can be a rewarding challenge, especially when trying to acquire. Moving on to the 1981 D dime. This one comes from the Denver Mint, and millions were made, so you might think it's common, and in most cases, it is. But here's the secret most people don't know. The 1981 D1 dime coin is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series of the United States, a series that began in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing. By the time 1981 arrived, the Roosevelt dime had already been in circulation for over 3 decades, becoming one of the most familiar coins in everyday American life. The 1981 D issue, struck at the Denver Mint, represents a continuation of this tradition while also reflecting the economic and minting realities of the early 1980s. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, who served as the chief engraver of the United States Mint. Roosevelt's image is presented in a clean and dignified style, symbolizing leadership, strength, and perseverance. His presidency during the Great Depression and World War II left a lasting impact on the United States, and placing his portrait on the dime was also a tribute to his support for the March of Dimes campaign, which fought against polio. The inscription Liberty appears along the left side of the coin, while the national motto In God We Trust is positioned just below Roosevelt's chin. The year 1981 is displayed on the right side of the portrait, and just above it appears a D Mint mark, indicating that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint. On the reverse side, the design remains consistent with earlier Roosevelt dimes. A central torch symbolizes liberty, flanked by an olive branch on the left representing peace, and an oak branch on the right symbolizing strength and independence. Around these central elements are the inscriptions United States of America and 1 dime, along with the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. The reverse design conveys the core ideals of the nation and has remained largely unchanged since its introduction, contributing to the coin's timeless appearance. The 1981 D dime is composed of a clad metal structure, consisting of a pure copper core layered between outer sheets of copper-nickel alloy. This composition was adopted in 1965 when rising silver prices made it impractical to continue producing coins with 90% silver content. As a result, The 1981 D dime contains no silver, unlike earlier dimes minted before 1965. The coin weighs approximately 2.268 grams and has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. We're reeded edge that not only enhances its visual appeal, but also helps prevent counterfeiting and wear. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced a substantial number of dimes in 1981, though the total was somewhat lower compared to certain earlier years in the 1970s. This relative decrease in production has led some collectors to pay closer attention to coins from the early 1980s, particularly those in high-grade condition. While the 1981 D dime is not considered rare in circulated grades, finding examples in pristine, uncirculated condition can be more challenging, especially those with strong strike quality and full details. The value of a 1981 D dime depends largely on its condition. Coins that have been heavily circulated typically retain only their face value of 10 cents. However, uncirculated examples, particularly those graded as mint state by professional grading services, can command higher prices. Coins with exceptional luster, minimal marks, and sharp details are especially desirable among collectors. High-grade specimens, such as those graded MS-65 or above, may carry a premium due to their scarcity in such condition. One important factor that collectors often examine is the quality of the strike. Some 1981 D dimes may exhibit weaker strikes, particularly in areas such as the torch bands on the reverse or the finer details of Roosevelt's hair. Coins with fully struck details in these areas are considered more attractive and valuable. Additionally, the presence of original mint luster, which gives a coin a bright and reflective appearance, significantly enhances its appeal. Although the 1981 D dime does not have a famous major error variety like some other years, collectors still search for minor errors and varieties. These can include off-center strikes, die cracks, double dies, and other anomalies that occur during the minting process. While most of these errors are relatively minor, they can still add interest and value to a coin, especially if they are visually distinctive. The historical context of the 1981 D dime is also worth considering. The early 1980s were a period of economic transition in the United States, marked by inflation, high interest rates, and efforts to stabilize the economy. Coin production during this time reflected the need for efficiency and cost-effectiveness, which is why the clad composition continued to be used. Despite these challenges, the United States Mint maintained a high standard of quality in its coinage, ensuring that coins like the 1981 D dime remain reliable for everyday use. For collectors, the 1981 D dime is often included in date and mint sets of Roosevelt dimes. Completing such a set involves acquiring coins from different years and mints, which can be a rewarding and educational experience. While the 1981 D is not among the rarest issues in the series, it plays an important role in completing a comprehensive collection. Proper care and storage are essential for preserving the condition of coins. Collectors typically store their coins in protective holders, albums, or capsules to prevent damage from handling, moisture, and environmental factors. It is generally advised not to clean coins, as cleaning can cause scratches and reduce their value by altering the original surface. The 1981 D dime also serves as an accessible entry point for new collectors. Because it is relatively common and affordable, it allows beginners to learn about important aspects of coin collecting, such as grading, mint marks, and design details, without requiring a significant financial investment. At the same time, experienced collectors may seek out high-grade examples or coins with unique characteristics to enhance their collections. In the broader context of numismatics, the 1981 D dime represents continuity and stability in U.S. coinage. The enduring design of the Roosevelt dime, combined with its practical composition and widespread circulation, makes it a symbol of everyday commerce and national identity. While it may not be as some rare coins, it still holds value as a piece of history and a reflection of the era in which it was produced. Next, let's talk about the 1994 D dime. Now, this coin might seem too modern to have any real value, but don't underestimate it. The truth is, modern coins can be incredibly valuable if they have the right features. The 1994 D1 dime coin is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series of the United States, a series that has been in continuous production since 1946 to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, one of the most influential leaders in American history. By 1994, the design had already been in use for nearly half a century, making it one of the most recognizable and stable coin designs in the country. The 1994 D dime was struck at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark found on the obverse side of the coin just above the date. The front of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Roosevelt, created by John R. Sinek, who was the chief engraver of the United States Mint when the design was first introduced. Roosevelt's portrait is simple yet powerful, reflecting his leadership during difficult times such as the Great Depression and World War II. His connection to March of Dimes campaign, which worked to combat polio, made him a fitting figure for the dime denomination. Along the left side of the coin appears the word liberty, while the phrase "In God We Trust" is positioned below his chin. The year 1994 is placed at the right of the portrait, with a D mint mark clearly visible above it. The reverse side of the 1994 D dime continues a traditional design that has been used since the beginning of the Roosevelt series. At the center is a torch, symbolizing liberty and enlightenment. To the left of the torch is an olive branch, representing peace, and to the right is an oak branch, symbolizing strength and endurance. Surrounding these elements are the inscriptions United States of America and one dime, along with the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. This combination of symbols reflects the values and ideals of the nation, and the consistency of the design adds to its historical significance. The 1994 D dime is made from a clad composition, which includes a pure copper core sandwiched between outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. This composition has been standard for U.S. dimes since 1965, when the use of silver was discontinued due to rising costs. The coin weighs approximately 2.268 grams and has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. Its edge is reeded, featuring a series of small grooves that help prevent counterfeiting and make the coin easier to handle. In terms of mintage, the Denver Mint produced a large number of dimes in 1994, with production figures reaching into the hundreds of millions. This high mintage means that the 1994 D dime is very common in circulation, and most examples are still found in everyday pocket change or coin rolls. Because of this, circulated coins typically hold only their face value of 10 cents and are not considered rare. However, condition plays a very important role in determining the value of a 1994 D dime. Coins that have not been circulated and retain their original mint luster can be worth more to collectors. These uncirculated coins are often graded using the mint state scale, which ranges from MS 60 to MS 70. Coins in higher grades, especially those with minimal contact marks, strong luster, and sharp details, are more desirable. High-grade examples, such as MS 65 or above, can command a premium, particularly if they exhibit excellent eye appeal. One important detail that collectors look for on Roosevelt dimes, including the 1994 D, is the quality of the strike, especially on the reverse side. The horizontal bands on the torch are a key feature. If these bands are fully separated and clearly defined, the coin may receive a full bands designation from grading services. Coins with this designation are more valuable because they indicate a strong and complete strike, which is not always common even in uncirculated coins. Although the 1994 D dime does not have any widely known major rare varieties, collectors still search for minor mint errors. These can include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other irregularities that occur during the minting process. While most of these errors are subtle, some can add extra value depending on their visibility and uniqueness. The historical context of the 1994 D dime reflects a period of relative economic stability in the United States during the 1990s. Coin production was efficient, and the U.S. Mint continued to produce large quantities of coins to meet the needs of commerce. The durability of the clad composition ensured that coins could withstand heavy circulation without significant wear, making them practical for everyday use. For collectors, the 1994 D dime is often included in Roosevelt dime date and mint collections. While it is not a key date or rare issue, it is still an essential part of completing a full set. Many collectors aim to find the best possible example of each coin, focusing on high-grade specimens or those with special designations like full bands. Proper storage is important for maintaining the condition of coins like the 1994 D dime. Collectors typically use coin albums, holders, or protective capsules to keep their coins safe from scratches, moisture, and environmental damage. It is generally advised not to clean coins, as cleaning can reduce their value by damaging the original surface and removing natural toning. The 1994 D-Dime also serves as a good entry point for new collectors. Its availability and low cost make it easy to obtain, while its design and features provide an opportunity to learn about coin grading, mint marks, and the history of U.S. coinage. Even though it is common, it still holds educational and historical value. In the broader perspective of numismatics, the 1994 D-Dime represents continuity and reliability. The Roosevelt dime series has remained largely unchanged for decades, providing a sense of stability in American coinage. The coin's design, honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, connects it to an important period in U.S. history, while its widespread use reflects its role in everyday life. Finally, we have the 1995 P-Dime. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, and like the others, millions exist. But here's what makes it interesting. Finding one in perfect condition is not easy. The 1995 P1 dime coin is a standard circulation issue from the long-running Roosevelt dime series of the United States, a series that has been continuously produced since 1946 in honor of Franklin D. Roosevelt. By the year 1995, this design had already become deeply familiar to the public, representing both a tribute to Roosevelt's legacy and a practical piece of everyday currency used across the country. The P Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the oldest and most important minting facilities in the United States. The obverse of the 1995 P dime features the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, who served as the chief engraver of the United States Mint when the Roosevelt dime was first introduced. Roosevelt's portrait is simple yet strong, capturing his leadership qualities during challenging periods, such as the Great Depression and World War II. His connection to the March of Dimes campaign, which aimed to fight polio, makes his presence on the dime especially meaningful. On the left side of the coin, the word liberty is clearly inscribed, while the national motto, "In God We Trust," appears below Roosevelt's chin. The year 1995 is shown to the right of the portrait, and just above it is the P Mint mark, signifying its origin at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse side of the coin carries the classic Roosevelt dime design that has remained largely unchanged for decades. At the center is a torch, symbolizing liberty and enlightenment. To the left of the torch is an olive branch, representing peace, and to the right is an oak branch, symbolizing strength and stability. These elements are surrounded by the inscriptions United States of America and one dime, along with the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one. The simplicity and symbolism of this design have contributed to its long-lasting appeal and recognition. In terms of composition, the 1995 P dime is made from a clad metal structure that includes a pure copper core bonded between two outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. This composition has been standard for U.S. dimes since 1965, when the use of silver was discontinued due to rising costs and the need to preserve precious metal resources. The coin has a weight of approximately 2.268 grams and a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. Its edge is reeded, featuring fine grooves that help prevent counterfeiting and provide a distinct texture for handling. The mintage of the 1995 P dime is quite high, with hundreds of millions of coins produced to meet the demands of everyday commerce. Because of this large production number, the coin is very common and can still be easily found in circulation. Most examples that have been used in daily transactions show signs of wear and are typically worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, the value of a 1995 P dime can increase depending on its condition. Coins that have not been circulated and retain their original mint luster are more desirable to collectors. These uncirculated coins are graded on the mint state scale, which ranges from MS 60 to MS 70. Coins in higher grades, particularly those with minimal marks, strong luster, and sharp details, can command higher prices. Collectors often seek out coins that are well struck and visually appealing. One of the most important factors in evaluating Roosevelt dimes, including the 1995 P, is the quality of the strike, especially on the reverse torch design. The horizontal bands across the torch are a key detail. If these bands are fully separated and clearly visible, the coin may receive a full bands designation from professional grading services. Coins with full bands are considered superior examples because they indicate a strong and precise strike. These coins are more difficult to find and are often worth significantly more than standard uncirculated examples. Although the 1995 p dime does not have any widely recognized major rare varieties, collectors still pay attention to minor mint errors. These can include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, and other irregularities that occur during the minting process. While most of these errors are subtle and not highly valuable, certain well-defined errors can attract interest and add a premium to the coin. The historical context of the 1995 p dime reflects a period of economic growth and stability in the United States during the mid-1990s. Coin production was efficient, and the U.S. Mint was able to produce large quantities of coins to support a growing economy. The durability of the clad composition ensured that coins could withstand heavy circulation without significant deterioration, making them practical for everyday use. For collectors, the 1995 p dime is an essential part of any Roosevelt dime date and mint set. While it is not considered a key date or rare issue, it is still necessary for completing a full collection. Many collectors aim to find the best possible example of each coin, focusing on high-grade specimens or those with special designations like full bands. Proper storage and handling are important for maintaining the condition of coins. Collectors typically use coin albums, holders, or protective capsules to keep their coins safe from damage caused by handling, moisture, and environmental factors. Cleaning coins is generally discouraged, as it can damage the surface and reduce their value by removing original mint luster or natural toning. The 1995 p dime is also a good coin for beginners who are interested in starting a collection. Its availability and affordability make it easy to obtain, while its design and feature provide an opportunity to learn about important aspects of coin collecting, such as grading, mint marks, and strike quality. Even though it is common, it still holds educational and historical value. In the broader world of numismatics, the 1995 p dime represents the consistency and longevity of the Roosevelt dime series. The design has remained largely unchanged for decades, reflecting a sense of continuity in U.S. coinage. The coin's connection to Franklin D. Roosevelt adds historical significance, while its widespread use highlights its role in everyday life. So take a few minutes, grab your coins, and start looking closely. Check the dates. Look for mint marks. Pay attention to details, because the next valuable coin discovery could be yours. And if you want more videos like this, where we reveal hidden coin values, rare errors, and real collector secrets, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Because trust me, this is just the beginning.